This is Richard Perry, and I thought it would be a good time to give you an update on the formation of the kingdom of the Antichrist, especially based on the developments in Egypt this past week. The time of the end has come, and we know it will be less than 70 years in length. It's already started. Christ said, "When you see all these things, that you will know that it is near, right at the door. I tell you the truth, this generation will certainly not pass away until the kingdom comes." Scripture is clear and replete with information indicating that the kingdom of the Antichrist will arise in the Middle East. Most prophecies about the kingdom refer to the ancient areas of this future empire. The kingdom will arise from ancient Assyria. Ancient Assyria covers this area. Isaiah tells us about the Antichrist. "Woe to the Assyrian, the rod of my anger, in whose hand is the club of my wrath. I send him against a godless nation to trample them down in the streets." In that day, the remnant of Israel, the survivors of the house of Jacob, will no longer rely on him who struck them down, but will rely on Yahweh, the Holy One of Israel. The Messiah will stand and shepherd his flock in the majesty of the name of Yahweh, and they will live securely, for then his greatness will reach to the ends of the earth. The Messiah will deliver us from the Assyrian when he invades our land. The Assyrian is the Antichrist. The heart of Assyria is today Iraq. In addition to identifying areas of the kingdom of the Antichrist, prophecy also provides specific names of some of the countries of his kingdom. Egypt and Libya are examples. In Daniel 7, Yahweh tells us that the kingdom of the Antichrist starts out with 10 nations. Then later the Antichrist subdues 3 of the 10 nations. The 3 subdued appear to be Egypt, Libya, and Sudan. This is the passage found in Daniel 11:40 through 43. At the time of the end, the king of the south will engage the Antichrist in battle, and the Antichrist will storm out against him. The Antichrist will invade many countries and sweep through them like a flood. He will extend his power over many countries. Egypt will not escape, and the Libyans and Nubians in submission. Nubia is today Sudan. So the 3 countries subdued in the prophecy of Daniel are Libya, Egypt, and Sudan. They will be 3 of the 10. If these 3 are part of the 10 described in Daniel 7 and also in Daniel 2, then who will be the other 7? From Ezekiel 38 and 39, we can determine that present-day Turkey will be one of the 10, and we also know from several prophecies that Iraq is also one. So who will be the other 5? We know 5: Turkey, Iraq, Libya, Egypt, and Sudan. So who are the other 5? Based on the statue described in Daniel 2, which covers the kingdom of Babylon, Medo-Persia, and Greece, and current politics, it seems that these 10 will make up the 10 kingdoms, 10 nations of the kingdom of the Antichrist. The 10-nation kingdom of the Antichrist, as described by the statue in Daniel 2, covers this area. The reason I believe that Jordan and Saudi Arabia will not be part of the 10 is because in Daniel 11 he indicates that they will be spared. Notice he says many countries will fall, but Edom, Moab, and the leaders of Ammon will be delivered from his hand. Therefore, I believe these will be the 10. Turkey, Lebanon, Iraq, Iran, Afghanistan, Pakistan, Libya, Egypt, and Sudan. Those will be the original 10. Yahweh tells us this: a fourth kingdom will appear on earth, and it will devour the whole earth, trampling it down and crushing it. The 10 horns are 10 kings who will come from this kingdom. Then another king will arise, different from the earlier ones, and he will subdue 3 kings. The beast kingdom was 7 heads and 10 horns. This beast kingdom with 7 heads and 10 horns is also described in Revelation 13 and 17. I saw the beast coming out of the sea, and he had 10 horns and 7 heads. The beast was covered with blasphemous names and had 7 heads and 10 horns. The original 10 are Iran, Iraq, Syria, Turkey, Lebanon, Egypt, Afghanistan, Libya, Pakistan, and Sudan. Then the Antichrist subdues 3, and he's left with a kingdom with 7 heads and 10 horns. We should be aware of this kingdom. The events of this past week in Egypt may help us see some of the events that will lead to the formation of the future kingdom of the Antichrist with its 7 heads and 10 horns. The beast and the 10 horns you saw will hate Babylon the Great and bring her to ruin and burn her with fire. Therefore, keep watch.